The Henrique debate, I think we can put to rest on the basis of whether or not you expect to see Wandering Emperor. Because if the answer is yes, Shieldred's better because you don't have to tap
Mm-hmm.
it. It just wins the game on its own.
Yeah, it just sits there and wins. Yes. And also, huge thank you to John Mankey for coming in with the raid. So apologies for the delay there. We are on the delay for coverage, but thank you so much, John. We hope your stream went well, and welcome Raiders. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us here this Sunday. You rock. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Hollywood Pizza puts on one hell of a show, as you all know, which is why you are all here. Every little
Absolutely.
bit helps. It's all about supporting the community and being there for the community. And that's why we're here.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And by the way, actually, Hollywood Pizza, the man behind these events, who's been putting these on for literally years now, is also a streamer. So if you want to see the man, the myth, the legend himself, just drop a follow right here and keep an eye on those notifications because he usually streams in the evening playing all kinds of fun stuff. Also has a YouTube channel, which,
Oh, yeah.
that's been popping up in chat every so often. Check that out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the YouTube channel will have replays of the top 8 typically from these tournaments,
Yep.
and believe me, I've gone through a few of them at different points trying to find lines and look at different play styles just to figure different pieces of a metagame out. Very helpful. But it looks
Absolutely.
like we are into game 1 here, right?
We're here. Top 8. It's happening. And yeah, we're watching Blue Robot here, Andy Mega. Also, another streamer, lovely individual. Give him a follow. But yeah, Lay Down Arms hitting that Blood Tithe Harvester, and another ambitious farmhand. Making sure those land
All
drops
right.
are on time.
And we're seeing the push here for the ambitious farmhand and the lay down arms instead of a fable, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They really wanted to push through on that with the lay down arms early, which I've not often seen, but I don't necessarily disagree with. Now, do you go into the Wandering Emperor here, or are you on Fable Life?
I think I attack
Ooh.
first, and if they block, I Wandering Emperor uptick.
The
If they
only
don't,
issue I mean,
Fable
like,
only.
I love this play in the sense that you get to the 2 extra, like, the 2 free points. The problem with it is that you are absolutely letting them know you have Wandering Emperor, or you have the biggest bluff of all time for standard
Yes,
currently.
that's exactly it. Yes, true. Yeah, the information is a factor. Yes, you are telegraphing that pretty hard. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, if I'm playing in the top 8 of a high-end tournament, I may make that play without the Wandering Emperor because I know they'll respect it. It's kinda like
Mhm.
poker mind games where if you're playing at the local bar, a game of poker, they're not gonna know you're even bluffing. They don't know they don't know
Right.
that line. But when you get to these higher end Magic plays, they're gonna know the line. Ooh, and we're
Absolutely.
gonna just take 2
Ooh.
life. Ooh, 4 life. Okay.
Wow. This is 70. Yeah, you have a Sheldred. I don't care. I need to draw the card. So here we
Oh,
go.
but this was perfect. I mean, they got the laydown arms and the Lorn for the Fable.
Yeah.
Like that. Wow, that's gonna work out really well.
Oh yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
And this actually brings up a point that I've been wondering about for a while, which is when is it going to be time to play 3 Lorn or 4 Lorn in the main of any white based deck? And ladies and gentlemen, I do believe we're here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they are playing 3. I'm saying Lorn's that good in a meta full of Fable, in a meta full of Wedding Announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Lorn is the solution, and I'm loving that it's coming into the main boards now.
Yes. And yes, Blue Robot is playing 3 Lorn of the third path in the mains. Yeah, I think the
Ah,
card's
nice.
excellent. Yeah.
Love
I
it.
mean, it's white reclamation stage with upside. Why not?
Yes.
Like, why wouldn't you run it? Yeah.
Oh, and all these free treasure tokens just rolling right through. Yep.
Seems good.
And Wandering Emperor is going to pretty quickly get at least one of these creatures, hopefully, to the point where they can flip an ambitious farmhand and just start
Mm-hmm.
life linking right back.
Yep.
Do you play the Fable? You note that Flaying Phrase is a little bit behind on curve for lands, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And what did they discard for Flaying Phrase? Did they discard lands? I feel like they might have, which
Um,
seems a little rough, all things considered, that they're
definitely.
missing land drops. I don't know if they made that like classic Fable mistake where they're like, all right, I'll discard 2 lands because I'll draw 1. Like,
And then
don't do
yeah.
that. Just keep the land you need.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I've made that mistake before where yeah, I'll discard like something and a land because I'll get another land. It'll be fine. It's like, yeah, you
I,
can't count on it. If you need the land and you have the land, hang on to the land.
ooh, and the
All right.
Exile tap. Not even going for the Samurai to just see if they can get the blowout. Okay, it's again a more conservative play, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, they didn't go for the samurai, or they could have upticked the reflection of Kiki-Jiki and gone for the block.
Okay, so we're gonna see,
Yeah,
yeah,
one farmhand,
invoke.
one fable, and The
Invoke is
Emperor.
evening it out, but
Yep.
at the same time, there's still a fair amount of pressure here. And if they didn't have the
Mhm.
Invoke, this game would have been over, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. And I love Andy Mega just accepting, like, yeah, you're gonna hit some of my stuff. So just
Right?
there it is. Um, let's
Yeah,
see.
you don't. I don't think you play the land here. You're fine tossing it to Fable next turn. You've got lay down arms for whatever they do. It
Absolutely.
seems like a reasonable spot to just pass and move along.
Yeah, you've got you have 3 treasures in addition to the untapped planes right now, and you have 2 of the shamans. So presumably, unless there's some kind of board wipe here, you're gonna have even more treasure next turn. So yeah, exactly. Pitching the mountain in this case, hold on to the mountains, don't pitch it to the Fable when you need them. When you
Right.
don't need them, absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, Andy Mega definitely does not need them.
I'm just noting that the sleeves for both of them are fire based. I don't know if this is a new trend for top eight, but keeping track. Keeping track. We
Okay.
have a Chandra on one end, a mana little mountain symbol on the other. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, and max damage 9999 coming in with the raid. Thank you so much, Max. We appreciate it. It's been a blast watching you play. Oh, Giggs' command. There it is. Okay. Coming in, drawn into a Sanctuary Warden. That's pretty good.
Ooh. Ooh, and they even get the lay down arms for that
Mm-hmm.
first. Oh, this is going to be glorious. This is
Oh, you
all
love
the
to see it.
treasure finally coming together.
Yep.
Just like we planned. Just like we planned.
Exactly how they wrote it up. Yep. And now getting the draw off of the Sanctuary Warden, so they didn't draw into a land, so they played the tri land. Sure.
Which makes sense because you want to hit 6 lands with this
Mm-hmm.
Boros deck. You
Yeah,
do.
exactly. Because if you draw into another Warden, you really want to be able to mobilize it. Because the one is probably, I mean, the one is putting a ton of pressure on
Right.
Flank Phrase, no question. But if you can really slam the door, you want to.
All right, we're we're gonna see if Flaying Phrase has an answer for this Kiki Warden combo. Because if not, the game's over.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, do you take it? Okay, just
Yep,
going for the extra card, getting
going
the
for it.
advantage engine. I like it, especially because there is a Kiki, so like they kind of
Hmm.
have to blow up the Kiki too, and possibly even more than the Sanctuary Warden now that the shield counter's off of it.
Absolutely. And yeah, so Ambitious Farmhand coming out. Did you have the opportunity to, they have Coven online,
Oh
and they're just
yeah,
gonna flip it immediately. Don't even wait.
yep,
They could
no
have got the
doubt.
Ganjo up, but why bother? Yeah.
Yeah, you're at 14 life. They're not swinging in. Let's get that 3/3 online. Let's get the
Hmm.
clock going. Let's make Kiki look even more of a threat. Ooh. Oh, there's a Brotherhood's End.
Oh no. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look
That
at
was
that.
incredible.
But look at
Oh!
this top deck.
Andy doesn't even care. Let's go.
Now, these are the top 8 matches I live for. Oh, yeah.
Right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm loving this. This is fantastic.
I mean, that was beautiful. That was just beautifully done on both sides.
Absolutely.
Like twice now, Flaying Phrase has taken a board state that looked pretty damning and just said, "Nah, we're good," and just
Right.
corrected it. Oh, these Sanctuary Wardens though, putting in so much work for Andy Mega, and I don't
Oh my
I don't
goodness,
know how
yes.
you get out of this one easily. Like, what's the solution? Your red man is gonna hit for pain lands. Ooh,
Yeah.
there's not.
I mean, yeah, exactly. You have the dragon engine in the graveyard, which it feels like that's a good option, but you'd have to tap out and take 2 damage to do it. Like, yeah. So it was offline there.
All right, those
In
two
terms, yeah.
Sanctuary Wardens in the deck, both of them coming on top decks at the exact right turn. I'll give the credit to Blue Robot on running hot there.
Yes. Oh, 100%. That's, by the way, best advice. And like, here's the real secret to winning games of Magic: just draw the cards you need when you need them. Yeah,
But
that's what it comes down to, right?
as a
Um,
very, very bitter opponent at an FNM once told me, it's better to be lucky than good, huh?
yeah, sometimes that's absolutely correct.
To which I smiled and agreed because
Yep.
that is absolutely how it works.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would rather be lucky than good all day, every day when it comes to Magic, no question. And not that Blue Robot is not good. I mean, here we are in a top 8. They've been playing Magic all day. Like, you don't get here, even with the best deck and the best luck, if you're not playing well,
Yeah.
you can't get to this level. You can't get to this
Yeah.
point in the day. You just can't.
But if all
Um,
skills are equal and we have parity, time to get lucky a little bit.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, luck it's funny. Luck makes a huge factor like when you're first starting out, when you barely understand the game and at the top levels. You know?
Yep.
I mean, it's a
Yep.
factor everywhere, but like you really
But
notice it in those
But when
situations.
there's a disparity of skill, luck doesn't make up for that. Not past a
Right.
certain point. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are tournaments I've gone into where I'm like, okay, my skill level not going to be where it needs to be to compete with these players. Like the first and only pro tour I went to, I didn't
Mm.
play the best deck in the format because I knew I wasn't at the level that the other people were. I played the luckiest deck in the format. I was like, all right, we're playing combo and they just can't have it. But if they don't have it, I'm just going to EXO the pro tour. Obviously, I went 06 and that didn't work.
Dang. Hey man, but you had a shot. That's awesome. Yeah.
But I
That's
had fun.
fantastic.
I had fun, and but that's the point. Like you sometimes you have to realize where you're at, like in the
Mhm.
pecking order of Magic. And if you're playing against all pros and you know you aren't at their level, I mean, maybe you play the deck that just has to run hot to beat them. And if you're playing and you have a higher skill level than your opponents, you probably take the deck that gives you more time and interaction, so that you can
Mhm.
use that skill level to increase your margin of victory exponentially over time.
Right. Okay, so I got to be honest. If I am Andy Mega here, I am snap keeping this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not even close. This is lovely.
Yeah, this hand does everything you want it to do. It's got early interaction, it's got answers for Fable, it's got creatures, a little bit of pressure, good land drops. You're hitting up to 5 lands already. This is great. I'm
Yeah.
taking you even have natural coven based on what you have in hand. I'm taking
Yes.
this.
Yeah. That never happens, but here it is. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean,
Triumph on
maybe
one. Yeah.
yeah,
One of my
maybe you
favorite
get
turn ones. Yeah.
maybe you get flooded, maybe not. We'll find out. But in the meantime, you're not dying soon. You've got time to figure out your game plan. Are you on the Cathar
Absolutely.
Commando, the Abrade, or the Ambitious Farmhand? That's a
Ooh.
question for this exact moment. Where you stand on this one, Ham?
I'm probably, I mean, I'm leaning towards abrading that harvester, but yeah, you don't need to do that on your turn. But
Right.
yeah, Cathar Commander and Abrade both have flash, so that's pretty handy. Did you use the Cathar Commando as the surprise blocker?
All right. Ambush Viper just hit the
Yep.
battlefield.
Fine piece of removal. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
I
Does
remember
good
those
work.
core sets. I remember those
Yep.
core set drafts.
Oh man. Fun stuff. Okay. And yeah, so at this point, Lauren is the 3-drop, but you don't have a target. I mean, the blood token, but I'm not spending Lauren on a blood token.
Yeah.
That's a waste of time.
And I think it's important to note the Jetmir's Garden, you don't need to be playing that anytime soon. You have essentially 6 lands in hand already. That's probably going to get cycled at some point in this match because you
Hmm.
curve out around 6 anyway.
Right. Yeah, if they were going to play it, they would have played it that turn, absolutely. But yeah, keeping it to cycle because they have plenty right now. And now Lauren gets to come out and line up perfectly against that Fable.
Yep. This is the coming out party for Lauren yet again.
Yep, yep. Here we are.
All
Yeah,
right.
so I find Lauren interesting because she has a number of there's a lot of stuff going on in that text box. You have the ETB, which is great in standard. You have the tap ability, which is great in commander and basically nowhere else. And then you also have vigilance, which is phenomenal in standard right now. So I think,
Oh,
yeah, she's
y-
an underappreciated card, and we're seeing her get some phenomenal, like just phenomenal work done today.
oh, she is all over vintage right now too.
Oh, she is? Okay, I'm glad to hear that because yeah,
Yeah, Lauren plus what is it? Spirit of the Labyrinth just means you draw 2, they draw 1.
it's pretty good. All
Because
right.
they just can't draw additional cards, so you play all your hate bears with it, and it blows up like everything in the format because everyone runs like 5 Moxen. You know what I mean? So
Oh, sure.
you're just blowing up lands left and right with Lorens and vintage. Yeah, it's quite
Seems good.
something.
All right.
Oh, this is awkward. There's a shield rid, but there's no lay down arms to deal with it.
Yep.
This is the nightmare.
Yes, this is about as bad as it gets here. And a braid is in hand, which could deal 3 damage, but that's only 3 damage. That's not what you need.
I mean, you're probably just doing double ambitious farmhand block abraded if you can. And if they see
Uh,
the double ambitious farmhand block, they should kill one of them, understanding there's an abrade coming.
right.
But whether or not both players are going to see these lines, that's why we stay tuned and watch, right?
Absolutely.
Ooh, Gix's
Ooh.
command.
Ooh. That is savage. Yeah, cycling here, knowing full well, like, all right, I'm taking 2 and I'm taking 6 and following this up. But what choice
Yeah,
do
this
you
is going to
have?
be Andy Mega's going to be going to 8. just to get to their next turn.
Oof.
And that's not a lay down arms either.
No, drawing all these awesome card draw enchantments. That's not what you want to see right now.
Are we just on Sarah Paragon to gain some life? I think so. Like, we're just
Yeah.
pulling back Ambitious Farmhand, thinning out the deck, and trying to gain a little bit of life when they die.
Right.
I mean, that's where I would go with this. Is just like, all right, Ambitious Farmhands, you are I
Mhm.
don't die yet, and hope the Rakdos player doesn't have an Invoke to lock this game out.
Oh my goodness, that would be devastating.
Yeah, Invoke, I think here is, if it's not lethal, it's damn near.
Right.
Oh wow, yeah, that's not gonna go well. Oof.
Oh man.
A removal spell on Sarah Paragon, also a big deal. I mean, Andy's just trying to buy time, hoping like Blue Robot just needs one lay down the arms off the top, or else this game ends pretty much
Infernal
on the next
Grasp.
turn.
Yep.
And there's the other removal spell, and that's going to be the game.
Yep, 100%. No, this is 2 life, which is nice, but yeah, Shelly gets in for 6 here. There's 2 off the card draw.
Shelly going to town, and that's game right there.
Yep.
No lay down arms.
Ouch.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yep. Yeah, lay down or an Emperor off the top would have been awesome there, but alas, here we are.
Well, that's why there's a game 3.
Oh,
Game 1 was interactive as it can be. Game 2 was Shelly takes it all down.
She's been known to do
game
that.
3.
Yeah.
Do you go into the March of the Otherworldly Lights or the Farewells to try and shore up the Shelly issue? Or where do you think you go? Or is it an overcorrection to even care, knowing that you have Destroys?
Yeah, that's the tricky part, because it's not that Blue Robot's deck here is bad against Shieldred. It's not. I mean, we have 3 Wandering Emperors. We have the lay down arms. I mean, you even mentioned, and Destroy Evil is in there too. You mentioned the line with the Abrade that could have, had the Gix's command not shown up, of course. So there were options. There are answers. So yeah, I think it might be a little bit of a hypercorrection, and it's not like this deck can't gain life either with things like Steel Seraph. So, or Elspeth for that matter. I don't know, because I mean, obviously Shieldred is a problem. If it sticks, I mean, you're gonna be in rough shape. Oh, and Test the Spirit Realm even.
That to me is actually the spiciest part of this deck list, is the Touch the Spirit Realm. You think about all that it can do with the Sanctuary Wardens on the blink trigger and the Steel Seraph on the blink trigger. Put it in Lauren on the blink trigger. There's so many things you can blink with that little.
Oh,
it's like the Bone Crusher Giant of this format for this deck.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, exactly. And the floor on it is it's 3 mana, exile a creature.
And it does 2 mana exile a Fable token, right? Doesn't it exile a Fable token for 2 mana? Like that's
it does. Yeah, blinks
that's
anything.
not small.
Yeah.
That's not small.
Yeah. No, I think Touch the Spirit Realm is just, it's funny. People run it when they're trying to abuse prototypes, which is great. That's one way you can use it. But I think it's just generically good in this format. Like, I think it's better than a lot of people give it credit for, because ETBs are all over. Targeted removal is all over, as are board wipes, and it can protect anything from those. Like, in addition to removing your opponent's threats. So I like that card a lot, and I think people are sleeping on it. So I appreciate that Blue Robot has at least one in that list,
Absolutely. And playing phrase here with Mulligan going to 6, keep for 7 for Blue Robots, aka Andy Mega. Let's see where it takes them. All right, little Jetmir Garden action might as well. Things not really starting quick, but Lauren's about to make an appearance, I think.
Perfect. I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, had that Bankbuster not shown up, they had winning announcement. Great play, nothing wrong with that. But because the Bankbuster did show up, I mean, and that right there feels, I mean, yeah, it's a 3-drop taken out of 2-drop, but it was a 2-drop that was going to draw 3 cards and apply pressure to the life total. So,
ooh, are we doing this? Are we okay?
We're doing it.
I mean, I kind of like this. I'm a little concerned that Shieldred's coming next turn. I'm a little concerned.
That would be an issue, yes.
Like, have we played this game before? Like, oh no, don't be Shelly. Don't be Shelly.
Yeah, that would be problematic for sure.
Like, this is such a good play if Shelly doesn't come out, but it's gonna feel real bad if it does.
Meanwhile, if they're trying to set up an Invoke, then
it's amazing if you're trying to deal with Invoke.
Oh, there she is. No. All right. Everybody draw a card real quick. I got to find an answer.
There's the Shelly. No.
No.
Oh.
Top. Let's go.
Oh, never
All right.
punished. Get him. Get him.
I gotta say, one thing that I've really enjoyed about watching Blue Robot play around Sheldred, like earlier, they straight up just discarded 2 things into the Fable Chapter 2. It's like, I don't care, just boom. And I don't know, and 2 cards deep, they found the answer. So,
Now,
like
I'm
if you have
curious
an
here.
opportunity to dig, it's just what you have to do. And
I'm curious. We saw Blue Robot not swing with a 1/1 there so that they could get the extra 1/1 off winning
mhm.
announcement instead of the extra card. Do you agree with going that route instead of trying to get the card advantage here, especially with all the wraths running around? Because we saw Burn Down the House already get discarded. We've seen
Mhm.
Brotherhoods and we've seen the Gix command. Do you really want the 1/1 more than you want the card?
That is an interesting choice for sure. Um, I mean, you're about to go wide, hopefully, so I can appreciate the thought, because the
Okay,
wedding
so,
announcement is gonna flip soon,
and Sanctuary Warden's coming out to play now.
which is no joke for sure. I also love the, drawing with Lauren. That's a really aggressive choice, and I kind of dig it. you know?
I do too.
Yeah. All
I
right,
love the
Harvester with
Sanctuary.
Kiki Jiki. That's legit.
Yeah, that lay down arms is going to get burned real quick here in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, I'm assuming they're going to blow out the Lauren of the Third Path, probably.
Probably.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah, she's been providing a lot of value, so I can appreciate not wanting her to stick around.
And no draw there. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think lay down arms is probably going to have to make an appearance here, right?
Yeah, I think there's a high likelihood of that. Although they could wait until Flaying Phrase taps the reflection on the next turn,
Well,
targeting the Harvester, then you lay down the Harvester, and
there's another option here that's very weird. You could just hit the Graveyard Trespasser and swing for 12.
that's a lot.
You know what I mean? Put them to 5
mm-hmm.
because they don't want to block with the Harvester. Force them to have a Wrath effect, which would blow out the Kiki and the Harvester also.
Right. But they're gonna
And just
kill Kiki here, which is fine. Like I'm certainly not mad at that.
no, I'm not either.
Yeah.
I'm probably still swinging all out, frankly.
Oh sure. You need to. I mean, at this point, Blue Robot is setting up a very aggressive board. They need to take advantage of that and
All right, and
start
this is
really
kind
getting after it.
of honestly, that Fable is also just kind of invoke protection. Why are we crewing the
During the
Bankbuster?
Bankbuster has summoning sickness, yeah, so that's not gonna affect not gonna accomplish anything.
Okay.
Just the Warden.
I guess with the lay down arms giving 3 life, this makes a little bit more sense.
Okay. Because yeah, you'd lose some bodies on the swing.
Right.
And you'd only take out the Blood Tithe Harvester.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Okay. Fable
More
coming
Fables,
out.
sure.
You see why Lauren's so important to have as a 3 of in these decks.
Oh, goodness, yes.
And it also blows up the Flesh Gorgers, worth noting.
Yep, all fine Lauren targets. So if I'm Blue Robot here, I am discarding both of these. Both the land and the farmhand. Like 2 good cards, but we can do better.
And we did. We did much better.
We did.
We done so good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's not bad. And now as long as that treasure goblin is on the attack, well, they're gonna play the farmhand instead. So that's gonna get him the land. Guaranteed.
That makes sense. That makes sense. You're setting up a bigger game here.
Mm-hmm.
This makes sense. I think you're just bashing through with the Warden again. Really, we're doing Bankbuster too. All right. All right. I'm not mad at this.
Yeah.
I don't know that I
Yeah.
don't know that I'd tap it for crew. Okay, I'd crew it that way. Absolutely.
Okay.
Because you can swing the 3/3. Why wouldn't you? You know?
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah, the 3/3 that makes you the treasure. Well,
yeah.
and now the Bankbuster is also a creature, so you can remove one of those counters from it to draw a card.
And this is 14 points, so it can't be ignored here.
Yep.
Oh, I'm loving that. I forgot about that Warden and Bankbuster as a creature synergy. That's beautiful.
It's pretty nice, yeah.
Yeah, and they've gone wide enough that they're now just saying you need wrath effects to get
Yep.
back into this game. And even if there are wrath effects, look at the sheer advantage coming in. Like,
Yeah, so the double block on Bankbuster is real, but the Treasure Goblin trading for a Flesh Gorger. Oh man, if you're Blue Robot, I mean, you're living your best life right now. This feels great.
and if you're playing phrase, you're looking for a burn down the house and then another piece removal for Sanctuary Warden, hoping the
Mm-hmm.
last 3 cards are land.
Yep.
Because there's still roadside reliquaries coming to be played. Ooh, that's helpful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That. Yeah.
That does a
Genghis Command was a
lot of work.
pretty good hit there, no question. Yeah. All
Better than
right.
burn down the house in many ways. Although the
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Paragon's going to start taking over if there isn't a solution for it within right about now.
Very true. Yeah, because there's the Lauren in graveyard, and the Bankbuster can come back as well.
Oh yeah, I'm
So
doing probably Lauren here blowing up that Fable.
that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, I mean, might as
Yeah,
well. You
lay down
can
arms.
lay down some
Well,
more.
I'm not mad at that either because I mean, looking at the board state, the likelihood of Blue Robot wanting that depopulate at any point in this game moving forward, I think, is pretty low.
Yeah, even
So
a
I don't see
Shelly,
any
you're not really
problem.
worried about. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I don't
not
see
really
any
even worried
problem
about it.
discarding that.
Yeah. Paragon taking that chunk out of Flaying Phrase life. They're down to 7. And I'm not. I also understand leaving the laydown arms in hand just because the life gain of 3 life might be
Mm-hmm.
something you don't want to deal with right now.
Sure.
Maybe you just want a wedding announcement so that you can keep it rolling. But it looks like they're just leaving up Wandering Emperor and saying, "Let's see what you do."
Yeah, and with the treasure, they have Emperor and lay down arms up. So
Oh, and
that's
also
pretty sweet.
Roadside Reliquary because of the treasure. Yeah.
True. Yep.
Okay.
Go for
Okay.
throw.
We'll go for them. Sure.
Bummer, but all right. What are you gonna do?
Oh, but you know what's great? Kiki.
Kiki's pretty great. Now Kiki
Yeah.
can't copy Lauren, unfortunately, because
Oh,
Lauren's
that's true.
legendary. Yeah,
What a bummer.
it is a bummer. I agree. It's a
Do you
mad
just
bummer.
I mean, do you just block with the Lauren then and take down the Graveyard Trespass? I would here. Just
I would probably
take out the
block.
Trespass.
Yeah, I would block with Lauren and uptick Emperor to give Lauren first
Yeah,
strike. That's what I'm feeling.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then you're threatening lethal on the swing back by upticking
Mm-hmm.
again.
And then yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. That's not where I
All
would have
right.
gone. I would have gone for the lethal play here, but to each their own on it. And I feel like Blue Robot's got pretty good odds regardless at this point.
Yeah, yeah, they're playing a little conservatively here, but doing what they got to do.
It makes some sense. Like there might be a wrath effect coming off the top with these Fable, Blood Token, all of that, which is kind of what it takes for Flaying Phrase to think they're back in the game as a wrath effect. They didn't discard, so they got one.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Brotherhood's End. Now, do you throw the Emperor to uptick to either save Lauren or Kiki here?
That's a good question. I don't know that I do in this particular instance. I would
Mm-hmm.
probably be more tempted to sack the Roadside Reliquary, draw 2 cards
Yeah, that
because
makes
the
sense.
Emperor's going to get hit out anyway. Or just do Emperor on end step. Yeah, you'll get a
That's fine
3/3 on
too.
end step.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
and they're going to swing. Oh, let him swing. Let him
Oh yeah,
swing.
let's go.
Punish. Get the 3/3. Get that 3/3. Oh, it's going to feel so good.
Yep, there it
Right
is.
after they top deck the
Bam.
exact card they need to stay in the game, still
And
punished.
then still, yeah. Still punished. Yeah, here comes the Roadside Reliquary. Drawing a couple cards.
I
All
mean,
good
good luck
stuff.
climbing back into this one. This
Mhm.
is just so hard to climb back into at this point.
Yeah, and now with the Samurai being a 4/4, even a Brotherhood's End off the top isn't going to do it.
And we're going to see 2 more 2 2s about to be 3/3s coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Fable flips, but Late on Arms is just sitting there. So yeah, I mean, Blue Robots. I mean, they just took control of this game.
And the loneliest depopulate just sitting there.
Yep.
Yep, and it's an
Invoke.
invoke,
I have
but
never seen a less frightening Invoke Despair. Yeah, sure.
interesting choice getting rid of that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
probably would have kept the Anthem effect.
Right, just to get the win right here, because with the Wandering Emperor, that
Mhm.
would have been a W right now.
Yep.
But regardless, good luck beating the board state anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we got 5 cards in hand. We've got a Wandering Emperor on end step with an Anthem in play. I
Right.
don't
Yeah, they're just
foresee
so
this
far
being a
ahead.
problem.
Yeah, and I
And
mean, and they're
let's
taking 2 damage to use that Infernal Grasp with a 2/2 on board. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, Phrase knows
yeah,
it too. Yep.
there we go. All right. Well
Wow.
done, Blue Robot. Moving
It's a good
forward
match.
over the Rakdos Menace.
All
Boros.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm curious if the Fable is worth pushing into red and diluting the mana base for laydown arms. And I don't know
Mm-hmm.
that we're going to have the answer to that right away, but I am fascinated by it. And in the meantime, this is going to be a great matchup. Boros mid range versus Jund Sacrifice. Here we go.
Oh
Here
yeah.
we go.
Well, and to that point, there's actually one land that I think is super interesting in this list, which is Sacred Peaks. So Blue Robot is running 2 Sacred
Ooh.
Peaks. If you're not familiar with the name of that card, I can't blame you. It is the white-red dual common land from Dominaria United that is typed as both a plains and a mountain. But it just enters the battlefield tapped. It's just one of those bad common tap duels. But it's typed. So it counts towards Lady on Arms, as does Jetmir's Garden, because it's also typed and it provides the duels you're looking for. So those are interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. But yeah, here we go. So double Lawrence, which I have an opportunity to be pretty freaking good here, if I'm honest. Not right now though, because they would just
Yeah,
be a
well,
2/1 for 3.
the Gala Greeters instead of the Anvil here makes a huge difference.
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh, had the Anvil shown up? Yeah, and Automaton looks good too, but that ward makes a huge difference.
And that's also, if you've not, obviously a lot of people haven't, if you haven't seen why Patchwork Automatons in Vintage, it's the ward. It's almost hexproof in that format, weirdly. And this, you're seeing it right now, why it's
Oh
so
yeah.
important to have that ward, because Lauren can't hit it.
So Aganjo blasting the Gala Greeters, I think, is fantastic. Getting that thing off the field, and you're preventing 2 damage, but you're also preventing a whole world of hurt that might show up later.
Okay, and Lauren's going to come down and blow up that synthesizer. That
Yep.
makes sense.
Yeah, so Murloc's going to get a card here, but they have to spend it this turn, which they can't do, so no value there. And now they're presumably going to cast some kind of artifact, knowing their deck. So the Patchwork Automaton will still get to attack here.
I think part of the reason for this play, for those wondering why the Paragon didn't come out, you just protect the Paragon one more turn so you can get the Aganjo value off of it at a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the reasoning for it. But this Patchwork Automaton looking scarier and scarier.
Oh, yeah. Well, and so now, Andy Mega has some choices you can block with Lauren, which would put Lauren in the graveyard, which means once the Sarah Paragon is live, you can pull it back out. But the likelihood of Sarah Paragon coming down next turn, I don't know. Because you also have a shot at the laydown arms. You can pay the ward cost. Or destroy evil for that matter. That works too.
Okay, this isn't the route I would have gone, but I can appreciate it. The route I would have looked at is Sarah Paragon into the land so that you can get a Lauren plus the ward cost for Patchwork the very next turn. And you can just chump block the Lauren into it because you can get it out of the grave with Paragon if they don't kill it, or you have the one from your hand if they do. But I understand that Destroy Evil, also something that looks rather excellent here. And to be fair, if you're looking at Noble Murloc's deck list, Destroy Evil doesn't hit that many things.
True. So it's a card that's probably going to get sideboarded out here. But the fact that the Patchwork Automaton just got so big, it was able to take advantage here.
Let's take a look at the deck list. Yeah, I mean, okay, Gala Greeters can get big enough. Patchwork Automaton can get big enough. Teething Wormlet can get big enough to get hit by it, but nothing comes out big enough to get hit by it, really.
Yeah, unless the Flesh Gorger is paid without the prototype cost, which, to be honest, I don't think is likely in this deck at all. Because, yeah, Murloc is wanting to stay low to the ground and stay aggressive, so they're going to play that out for 3 pretty much every time, I would imagine.
Alrighty. Are we pushing the Lauren? We're pushing the Lauren.
Pushing the Lauren. All right.
I mean, you keep the one without Summoning Sickness, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, you keep the one without Summoning Sickness, get rid of the Lifelinker over there.
Interesting.
It's just really down the Samurai, not the Gala Greeters. Okay.
This is a part that also confuses me a little. There are only 2 removal spells for Sarah Paragon in the entire 60 that we're seeing in game 1 for Noble Murloc. would you have played the Sarah Paragon out instead, knowing that there's almost no removal for it?
I don't know. I feel like at this point, going up against any kind of when you're the control deck in a match like this, at the end of the
Right.
day, what you really need to be doing is surviving. So first things first, you need to be preventing damage. So yeah, what would have been better there? Having a 3/4 flyer on board to deal with this, or getting rid of those threats. You can make a solid case for either. And playing out the Sarah Paragon with the Lauren down, if they attacked with the Gorger, which they would no doubt do alongside everything else they have on the board here, you could have double blocked. You would have taken the the Gallagrators there, but I don't know. I'm not. It's tough to say because now they're going to be able to play the Paragon, but there's a high likelihood that Murloc. Oh no, the
Ooh,
Patrick Automaton that hurts potentially.
yeah. A little more gas got put in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Oofta. And
Yeah.
this is where not having that Sarah Paragon out really hurts because you can't just start cracking Laurens out of your grave left and right,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah,
otherwise definitely
you
where
have to
you're
run
going.
it out now, but
And
exactly. Well,
playing,
and they could have.
they
Oh
didn't play they played the land, so you couldn't get it off the Paragon, which also would have been good because then you can get Sanctuary Ward in the next turn.
yeah.
Whereas now, I mean, they can still go that route, but I don't know. It's the little things. It's the little
Yeah.
things. We'll see how it pans out, though. I mean, this game's far from over still. There's
Very
time. There's
true.
Laurens in the grave.
Yep.
I think you're blocking Teething Wormlet here because you can Lauren. Okay.
Yeah, Wormlet having Death Touch is problematic for sure.
Ooh. So not playing that land last turn with the Sarah Paragon means there's no 6th land to go Lauren plus touch the Spirit Realm.
Mm-hmm.
And even so, I don't think it would have been enough. Yeah,
so
you still lose.
Yeah, they can go Lauren Bankbuster here, but
Too much damage. Yeah, it was really critical to get certain sequencing down, and I think the turn they played Destroy Evil instead of the Sarah Paragon is what got him in the end here.
Right.
But to be fair, learning how to play against a deck you've never seen before that is the spiciest brew I've seen all day. You're not going to sequence correctly most of the time the very first time you play that deck.
It's going to be tough. Now, if they can play out Lauren, blow up the Goldhound or the Transmogrant, and then they could channel touch the Spirit Realm on the attacks, blinking the Wormlet.
True.
Or the Gallagrators, which would remove the counters and prevent the damage. But at the end of the day, it's 2 damage. It's just 2. Their life is 2. So,
well, okay. So if they play the Lauren out, they get rid of Translash. Let's say they blink the Gallagrators, they block the Lauren to the 3/3, and the Sarah Paragon blocks the Patchwork. Goldhound hits for 1. They go to 1, but Lauren dies, giving them 2 more life.
2 more,
on the exile, putting them to 3. We're still in this game.
Still in it. Yeah.
let's go, baby. One time.
Nothing is over. Let's do this. Yeah. But I mean,
we can think our way through it.
Right. In the previous turn, they would have had far more options had they played a Ganjo off of the Sarah Paragon rather than playing the land before out of their hand, before playing the before playing the Paragon. But let's see. I think that'll
seal it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
It had to be a touch the Spirit Realm channel.
All
right,
dang.
Robot. To be fair, this is round 10. There are errors that are going to happen on round 10.
Sure.
That's worth noting.
It's been a long day of Magic. Absolutely. Yeah, no question about it.
And that's always why I enjoyed the last rounds of I don't know how many Grand Prix you ever got to play in back when they were a big deal, but that's what I always liked about the final 2 rounds of a Grand Prix is you could watch some of the best players in the world just screw up over and over again because they're tired. There's mental fatigue like crazy. And it's just interesting to watch it play out like that. Yeah. So that Lauren trigger isn't going to get a chance to go here.
Yeah, because the trigger would go on the stack, but yeah, they're going to be gone before. Yeah, they're going to be out before that goes through.
For those who aren't aware, there was a time in Magic where until the phase ended, you didn't die. There was that time.
I was not aware of that. That's interesting.
This is way back, and this is before my time. This is back around the era of Unlimited Revised, I believe. But there was a time where until the phase ended, you were alive. So there was a deck that you went negative in life to kill the other person, and then pass the, and it would drain life, and then you would pass the phase after you drained all the life.
That's hilarious. I was curious how Channel Fireball. Well, you can't pay life you don't have, though, right?
Well, Channel Fireball wins on the
That's its own
basis
thing.
of
Yeah.
no, it's just Black Lotus, Mountain,
Yeah.
Channel, Fireball, and you have exactly enough to take 19 and deal 20 on that basis. That was the old
Yeah.
combo.
That's. I got to be honest. I love that things like that exist. From back in the day. That's just delightful.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And for people that are thinking that this standard is like, I don't know, meh, whatever. You haven't been around for the really rough standards, all right? This is a good standard. This is a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
fun.
Well,
I've
and
I've been around for the rough ones.
100%. And even throughout Magic's history, there have been some super rough standards. No question.
Oko standard comes to
But
mind when you could
it's
play
fun.
Oko or you could play Oko.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I'm thinking like super rough standards from back in the day. I mean, you had like affinity nonsense in original Mirrodin.
Yeah.
Like Disciple of the Vault having to get banned alongside all the artifact lands. I don't know who thought those OG artifact lands were a good idea, but whatever. Um, but at the same time, yeah, even in the last couple of years, we had the Oko meta where exactly you played the Noxious Grasp Sultai control deck that specifically destroyed Oko, or you played Oko. That
Yeah.
was it. Those were your choices. Like,
Do you remember Wizard's statement on that one?
oh, what was the?
When they released it and they did the banning, they're like, okay, so we didn't actually make our opponents stuff elks. We didn't realize that was a good idea.
Yeah,
I
like
was like,
really?
oh
You put
no.
removal on a plus, and you didn't think people were going to use it? Like, what?
Oh man. All
Like, we
right.
just thought you'd animate
So
your food. Like, no, that's
right.
of
So
course not how people are using it. What are you doing? Anyway,
we have
yeah.
Murloc here, and it sets up perfectly for Blue Robot. Yep,
Hmm.
Lauren on that anvil, just like we talked about. That's the play you want, and
Oh
they've got
yeah,
it. So
that's the turn 2, turn 3 that you're hoping for. Anvil can sack itself to ping for 1, but
but Murloc's also sitting on a ton of pain lands, and that
mhm.
damage is going to add up quickly.
Yeah, Murloc's deck definitely wants to be the aggressor. It wants to be in the driver's seat and it wants to be applying the pressure. And based on these first couple of turns, Blue Robot's, in a position to do some, apply some pressure of their own. And this Abrade is a
A Braid
fine
plus
answer.
ambitious. Like we are seeing a
Hmm.
perfect curve out here from Blue Robot, being able to do this ambitious into planes, into a Braid, knowing that Sanctuary Wardens 1 and 2 are waiting and another piece of removal in hand. It doesn't get much better than this. It really
Yeah.
doesn't for Blue Robot.
Oh yeah. And with the Braid, both of these modes destroy that Flesh Gorger. You'll love to see it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
to be clear,
pretty
if you
life.
wanted
Yeah.
to, this was a choice. They also could have just flickered the Lauren. But
True. Yes.
I like holding back the touch the spirit realms because you can
Hmm.
flicker sanctuary. You can do so much more with it. You might as well
Right.
keep it. It's premium removal, a braid, not as much. All right.
Absolutely.
It's a little
Ronan,
Ronin action.
swing it on in without without Wormlet Online, without the Anvil, without other ways to get value, or even something as simple as a Gala Greeters to benefit from the Ronin. Yeah, it's just being a 2/2, whatever. Yeah, Merlek has
I
to go for
think
the throat. They definitely want to get rid of Lauren here.
and yep, they're looking ooh, Steel Seraph. Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. Get into that lifelink era real quick.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's funny too. The matches where you want to be drawing cards with Lauren versus the matches that you don't, it varies dramatically. And I think Andy Mega, Blue Robot, is doing a good job of identifying. Okay, in this matchup, my cards, like individually, pound for pound, my cards are just better. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can have one of your cards. I will get one of my cards. I come out ahead here. Because they're so ahead on board, they can afford that.
I think this deck by Noble Murloc is gonna take a little bit more tuning because the idea is really strong.
Oh,
Patchwork
100%.
Automaton is hard to deal with for anybody, and this is a really interesting deck. It needs some more tuning, but I expect to
Yeah.
see a new version of this running around on Arena within the next 24 hours because somebody's gonna have some fun trying to break it,
Oh,
and it looks like it
100%.
could do it.
Yeah.
Like the
No,
ability to get all these triggers off reinforced Ronins and Anvils with Teething Wormlets, with Gala Greeters, with Patchwork Automatons. That's 12 different pieces that work with those engines. That's great.
hmm Oh, the synergies are just off the charts here. Yeah.
Ooh, and there's another Steel Seraph.
hmm
That's going to be rough to try and deal with. especially because
Absolutely.
this Touch the Spirit Realm just flickers. Just flicker,
Exactly.
you know? No
And
removal here.
yeah, and mad props to Blue Robot for holding back that Touch the Spirit Realm, because it's very tempted to just rip it when you have a prototype creature down
Oh, yeah.
and just, get crazy good value. Um, However, in this case, holding it because you have the opportunity to not just get a big prototype creature out of it, but also effectively counter a piece of removal. Because
Right.
if Murloc hits a piece of removal that can target that Seraph, they're going to. No question.
Yep, and it looks like Murloc is understanding where this game state's going and is trying to
Hmm.
find a solution quickly.
Yeah, there's the anvil.
Okay.
And at the very least, actually, even if no removal shows up, the Touch of Spirit Realm can at least stymie one of these attacks in a fun way.
I mean,
Or you can just
interesting.
take
They're
it
taking this
because you're
very
going to be fine.
yeah. Oh, I would have probably blocked with an Ambitious, but I
Hmm.
absolutely understand taking it to not turn on Anvil automatically, and there you go.
Yeah.
Noble Murloc knows where it's going, doesn't waste any time, says,
Hmm.
"Okay, let's move on."
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right,
This is
so
interesting.
game 3. This is where Noble Murloc's sitting on the play, correct?
Hmm.
And I mean, that's where the deck wants to be. It'll be in the driver's seat. So
100%.
whatever you're doing, these Flame Blessed Bolts, that's key here. That's where that red splash really starts to make more sense, is you have those turn 1 removal spells for the hyper aggro decks like Noble Murloc has.
Right. Absolutely. So it's funny. We were talking about standards that were far less fun than the standard we're in right now. And we
Yeah.
mentioned Oko. But even in
Okay.
the last 2 years, we also had the Emergent Ultimatum meta, where that Sultai
Ugh.
deck was just the thing.
Oh, oh, yes.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yes, I do. I do. That was painful. Oh
Yeah. Turns
god.
out 7 mana, you win the game is pretty good. Yeah. The
What
choice
I
between
hated about
Vorinclex, Professor Onyx, and Ulrun's Epiphany. It's like, oh,
I
so
mean, what I hated about
let's
that
lose.
card and that combo was that it didn't win the game on the spot, but it
Hmm.
basically did, and at the same time, it just said whatever you played, like, you could trade resources all game, have a really interactive game, never mind, here's an ultimatum, we're done.
Yeah, we're done. We're done here. Well, and the other one that did that was the Ulrun's Epiphany, like, is it combo deck? That was the other one that just was all over the
Right.
place. And so, yeah, Invoke Despair hurts, but it doesn't hurt nearly as bad as an Emergent Ultimatum or Galvanic Iteration into an Ulrun's Epiphany, in my opinion. Uh, so,
So
anyway.
kind of a slow start, from Noble Murloc, but we are land short over on Blue Robot. A top deck land is needed
Hmm. Yeah, they
badly.
really wanted an ambitious farmhand or something of the like there. They did not find it. That Cathar Commando is a pretty handy piece of tech against that Flesh Gorger, though.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna
Something.
have to come out and do some work because ooh, yeah, it's gonna have to come out
Ouch.
and do some work.
Yep.
I actually would have swung there because you get 3 free points of damage before you have to sack it and blow up that Flesh Gorger, which has Menace. You're not blocking it. You might as well
No.
get the 3 points in. And if they
True.
block it, winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, then you don't take the 3 for the ward. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and Late on Arms
All right.
well, Late on Arms can only hit 1-drops. Fortunately,
Well, it's
that
a
that
sorcery,
Ronin
isn't
is
it?
in fact a
Is
1-drop, but they do get a block here. So, okay.
really we're blocking there. Okay, are we blocking and then sacking? Okay,
Yeah.
good. I was like, oh god, please don't miss this.
Yeah, I mean, the Cathar Commando on the Gorger, you have to, because it's going to hit you for 3 regardless. So this is going to prevent them from gaining life and you get rid of it. So, yeah, you just have to. It's just part of the deal.
All right. Can they top deck the 3rd land? It's coming down to it already.
Hmm.
Like, is game 3 going to be a mana screw game or not? Because this is where we're
Oh, man,
at.
that would be such a bummer if that's what this came down to.
And it might. It might. We might see a march
Hmm.
here just to help in case that happens. But what do you get rid of? I mean, do you dump out Depopulate and Sarah Paragon and take that Flesh Gorger off the battlefield?
Ooh, that feels real bad. There's the
Ooh,
land.
and they
Okay.
hit it. They hit
Excellent.
it.
Let's go.
I'm gonna assume we're gonna see a Fable here to clean everything up in terms of land drops, but I could be wrong. We might see the Silex come out to just set the tone for don't overextend.
Yeah, but the problem with that is if I mean, yeah,
But they've already
it
missed the land drop, so
mhm.
they know that the Silex isn't guaranteed to pop next turn.
Yeah, I think you gotta throw Fable here, because if they don't have removal for the Shaman, you're getting an additional mana next turn, and that chapter 2 gives you a high likelihood of drawing into another land. So I feel
Right.
like you have to.
It
And then the
also
turn
does a good
after, and
job.
then the turn after that, you have depopulate. So if
Well,
Murloc
and it blocks
commits
the
to the board, yeah.
it blocks the 2/2, the reinforced Ronin, which is great because Depopulate can't answer that.
True.
And a Gala Greeter, sure,
Oh,
why
all
not? We can
right.
do that
Yep.
in the reinforced.
Well,
Just toss it
actually,
down.
Murloc is shy on red sources. They only have the one
Oh,
mountain, and they use
wow.
it to play the synthesizer.
Well, they've
There's the
got a
grass,
grass,
though.
so here we
Doggone it.
go.
Yep. All
But this
right.
is where you wanna get that, okay, I think we're discarding 2 and looking for land here.
Oh yeah, easy.
Is it the Wandering Emperors? I think it's the Paragon too. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we're
I'm
not
not
trying to grind.
right. I'm not happy with that, but at the same time, what choice do you have? So
Depopulate.
yeah, I think you have to. You don't take the ward damage. You get rid of two, potential
Oh, this is actually
powerhouses.
this is a great position. Like, people may disagree with the Sarah Paragon, but the life of Wandering Emperor is relevant. The
Mm.
instant speed exile is super relevant against a deck with Reinforced Ronin, with the Razor Lash Transmogrant. All of these cards that you have issues answer. What the hell? Excellent.
Card Living Legacy. Let's go. Oh,
I'm
it's
so
Power Stone
happy.
time.
I'm so happy. I've never seen that even played and constructed. I'm so happy right now.
Yep, it's a
Fantastic.
two of in the sideboard.
I
Murloc,
don't
you
even know what
crazy,
it's
but we like you.
what
Yeah.
the hell does it even do? I gotta look it up.
+1, you create a Power Stone, a tap Power Stone token, which is
Okay,
pretty darn rad
okay.
if you ask me. Then
Yeah.
it has a -1 where you can pay you -1 and then pay any amount of mana that you want into it. And when you pay mana into it, you then look at the top X cards of your library, with the X being the amount of mana, and then you put one of them into your hand. So you can draw off it, and then it has an ultimate that turns all of your artifacts into little machine guns where they can just tap and ping. So if you're just doing
I love
if
it.
you're plussing a ton and just creating a ton of power stones, especially if you have benefit, if you have ways to take advantage of artifacts being present, like the wormlet and whatnot, then good things happen.
I mean, I love where the Karn is trying to go in a deck like this, because if you emblem in a deck like this, wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. The problem is that Murloc is gonna overextend a little bit here and get just blown up by these Wandering Emperors.
Yep. So yeah, the one wandering emperor comes down.
Takes it, but
Yeah.
Steel Seraph's about to get copied because Kiki's running, and that'll blow up this Karn pretty quickly.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right. Go for the down tick.
Karn's how
Karn's
much
digging.
mana are we spending? Are we spending all 5 and just going for it? Okay, just 3.
3.
We know what we're
Leaving
looking
2 up.
for. We know what
Fair
we're
enough.
looking for. Just need a little bit more in terms of a threat. I like
Yeah.
that.
Transmogger's fine.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Are we gonna see the full Seraph? Nope.
It's
We're
interesting, but
wanting to
no, they
copy a
definitely
Seraph
want to
and
be
get
able to
going.
copy it, which fair enough.
Oh,
Free
and that's gonna
combat.
take down Karn.
Putting the
Yeah.
counter on the expendable token, which is rarely correct, but in this case, absolutely is. Because you do lose that counter at the end of the turn, but they lose their planeswalker as a direct result of you doing this. So
And you
yeah.
gain 4 life at the same time. This is quite something.
Oh yeah.
And then you can lay down arms the Razor Lash if you want to, which
Yeah. Get rid of the
personally I would
transmogrant
do here,
to
but
boot. Which Blue Robot
okay.
chooses not to do. It'd rather keep up March of Otherworldly Light. Because they can now March of
Interesting.
Otherworldly Light the Ronin when it comes down, if it comes down.
It probably will. It
That's a
feels like that's
decent likelihood of that, yeah. Especially with
I
Wandering Emperor down. If you're Murloc, you
either
definitely want to
way.
get Emperor off the field here.
Either way, Blue Robot, I think, is this close to stabilizing and pulling this one out. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it looks, granted, Double Murloc, 20 life, but when you have these 3 pieces sitting on the battlefield, you have the Emperor, you have the Reflection, you have the Steel Sarah. Oh my God, there's a Skitter Beam. Never mind. Here we go.
What? Oh, that changes things. All right. Let's go.
Unfortunately, they're all 2/2s, which isn't going to do much against these 3/3s that are just sitting down.
Right.
Oh man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They were only 2 mana away from casting that all the way at 9. That's quite something.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are all in on we are killing the Emperor today.
Yep.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
That's what you got to do.
All right. All right. Steel Seraph going to put in some work here.
Yep. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
going to block the battalions coming face because Emperor's toast regardless.
Yeah, and you just take out the other one with the March? Sure. I suppose you can go this route.
All of the tokens are copies of the Skitterbeam Battalion, therefore they all have a CMC of 5, or mana value of 5. So
awesome.
It feels like, oh, it's a token. I can pay 0. Unfortunately, that is not correct here. Yeah.
All right. Take a little life.
And the skitter beams are not targets for sorry, where's it going with this? They could not do anything with the I'm blanking so hard. Remember doing lay down arms. Because again, CMC 5. They only have 3 planes presently.
Right.
So lay down arms does not have any viable targets right now. Now that samurai that they're about to create, that thing does not stand a chance here. But
no,
yeah.
Not even a little. And no. Wandering Emperor is coming to play here in a moment.
Oh, you betcha. So here we have a synthesizer. Murloc looking for some more action. You know?
Like, can Murloc grind through somehow? Is that even a thing? This is quite a position to try to get through.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because the Reflection is going to make another copy of Seraph, which is, a 3/3 that can block very comfortably. And Emperor comes out. So, like, even not knowing the Emperor's here, I'd be shocked if Murloc. Well, okay, Murloc's going for the attack. I mean, they're playing an aggressive deck. Oh.
We're waiting for the Steel Seraph on end step? Is that where we're at?
That's what's happening, it looks like. Okay.
Just going for all the life gain and drawing some cards, not doing the Emperor.
Okay.
Interesting.
Another lay down arm, Sundown Pass, not a typed land, so that does not help with the
both these decks. Both these decks are just grinding at a very high level. I did not expect this level of grind out of Noble Murloc's deck. I kind of figured it would just fold in on itself.
Yeah, it definitely looks like, in the quick games, it's really well positioned, but outside of that, yeah, I was not believing, but let's get some work done here.
Yeah. Well, there's just nothing but removal for artifacts basically sitting around in Blue Robot's hands, so we'll see how far it can take. But 3 cards in Noble Murlocs. There's still some action to be played here, folks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The anvils come out to play.
Okay.
Do we have answers for Kiki or Seraph? Because you're going to need answers to at least one, if not both, moving forward here.
Well, Cathar Commando is interesting because the Kiki-Jiki can make copies of Cathar Commando. Well, it won't be able to now because the mana's tapped down. But they could flash in the Cathar Commando and next turn start copying it with Kiki-Jiki to just blow up everything. And that's pretty fantastic.
I'm really curious about this move with the Emperor, given that there's an anvil out. Why not just make the 2/2?
Yeah, I think making the 2/2 was correct there.
And are we should be copying the Steel Seraph, not even on end step here. We just copy it, block the other 2/2, and we're fine. I don't know. Maybe it's not worth as much. I mean, I'm not doing the math here as hard as I probably should be.
I'm right there with you. Yeah. No, I would definitely consider doing it, but
3 lay down arms. Do you want to put your opponent to 21 life?
At this position, I would rather not. That's
right.
Call me crazy, but yeah, that's not my preference.
All
right, farmhands gonna go grab a planes.
I bet they wish they still had the Skitterbeam Battalion.
Mm-hmm.
Look at those. I mean, the mana totals. Just yeah.
Yep.
All right, so it's a weird position because, like, on the one hand, there's laydown arms. On the other hand, you can pretty clearly see that Blue Robot just wants to race and doesn't want to give Noble Murloc any more life. They want to keep it on a 1-turn clock, and with this much lifelink, why not? Why not?
Right, 100%.
Pretty much no downside.
Yeah, and now they have the Cathar Commando up. They have the ability to, make copies with Reflection for blocking purposes. They can also channel that Touch of the Spirit Realm, which, while those Skitterbeam tokens do have the 5 mana value, they are still tokens. So if they go into exile, they poof, they're gone. So,
Karn,
blinking
Living Legacy,
it would just be gone.
The second copy comes to play.
Yep, here it is.
Is it going to be enough? I think they have to look for like just a removal spell. So we're looking at literally pay 1 and hope it's it. Like top,
that's the top
right
deck,
off the top. Did you get there, Noble? I hope you did.
I want to see, yeah.
right? Like, can you keep it going? Oh,
Power Stone Fracture.
but here is the spice.
Touch the
Touch
Spirit
of the Spirit
Realm.
Realm.
There it is. And that's exactly why Blue Robot's been holding it for
Going to the finals
a moment
with
like
Touch the
this.
Spirit
Yep.
Realm. Oh, I love it. I
Wow.
love it. And it's going to flicker back in as the biggest version, too.
Yeah, that's going to be a 5/4 flyer coming in on end step. That will no
Almost
doubt
enough to
have
win.
lifelink or vigilance or whatever they wish.
Yeah, actually, the correct play here is you block each of these so that when it comes back in, Wandering Emperor can plus it, and you win on a 6 damage swing, right?
Well, or you just keep reflection down so that it comes down and you just make a copy of it and just go to
Oh, yeah,
town.
it's all right, all right, all right. We don't need to go for exactsies. We can just get there. That's a fair
Just
point.
go big. Yeah. That Touch the Spirit Realm. Love it. And those lay down arms. I mean, kudos to Blue Robot for not using them. You know, it would have been very easy to rip those at a couple of different points just to, you know, kind of maintain dominance in the trenches. But that life gain, that was a
Didn't get
factor there.
spooked. Didn't
Yeah.
get spooked. Just kept
No, there were
rolling.
with Shelly though, you know the first one's gonna get killed. like,
And
you
what
can
I
count on it.
find, I'm looking at Lordan's deck here, and what I find most interesting, I think there are two things of high interest. One, this is built like the Rakdos deck from Explorer. If you look at the card selection, you look at the curve, and you look at where the removal is placed, it is built very similarly to the Rakdos Explorer curve out archetype. It's except you go a little bit bigger because you have invokes at the top end, right?
Right.
Lily of the Veil in the main, also an interesting choice in a format with wedding announcements. That is like wedding announcement is to Lily of the Veil in this meta what Lingering Souls was to Lily of the Veil in past metas.
Sure.
So it's an interesting choice to see that going in the main of a Rakdos list right now. I don't know that I would do that, but clearly it's worked out, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. We're in that situation where any one of these competitors at this point, I'm not going to tell them they're making a wrong decision because like it's clearly
Yeah, they
working
made it
just
to the
fine for them.
finals. They
Yeah,
made it to
they're
the
doing a great
finals.
job here. Yeah. Right. And so here we are. This is the finals. We are underway, and we have a tenacious underdog coming out, Cathar Commando in Blue Robot's hand here. And full disclosure, actually, Blue Robot's a friend of mine. I've had the privilege of doing coverage actually another event a while ago now with Blue Robot. Lovely, lovely fellow. And so I'm a little partial. I'm kind of rooting for him. No offense to Lorden. I mean, I have no doubt I mean, obviously they've had a phenomenal day. So first and foremost, we all want to see a good game of Magic here. But
I'm gonna
yeah,
be partial to Blue Robot anyway because they're streaming it.
that does help. Yeah,
You know what I
that is
mean?
nice.
And end of the day, the person who streams it gets the hero status because the other person's not. So,
Is what it is. Yeah,
they're
awesome.
allowing us to watch the finals, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Do we
It's
do the
pretty great.
Fable or the wedding announcement if you're in this position? Like
All right.
where do you
I would
land
probably
on
go.
him?
I would probably go into Fable there, but at the same time, either are good.
Okay.
But Blue Robot disagrees, going with the wedding announcement. Again, I'm not telling them they're doing anything wrong.
So I agree with the wedding announcement play for two reasons here. The
Okay,
first is, do you want to discard any of these cards to Fable?
fair point.
And so you're losing mode 2 pretty hard already. The
Mm-hmm.
second reason I have for it is that Fable is opening. Okay, Fable is opening up removal being more relevant on their end, whereas Wedding Announcement is just extra invoke protection, and now we flooded the board
Fair enough.
if it's
Yeah.
played early. So I get the reasoning on announcement there. I think it's important to note it though because I think the auto play is Fable because that's like, yeah, why wouldn't you play the Fable? You get the treasure token, it accelerates your mana, it
Right.
fixes your
More likely to
hand.
hit your exactly. More likely to hit your land drops, all that jazz.
But
Sure.
with this specific position, you're not really trying to fix your hand, and you don't really need more mana. You need one more land, but that's it.
Right. Absolutely. So okay, so here we go. We have a chump block on the Graveyard Trespasser. Now they have the option for a double block, but if they did that, then that go for the throat that was going to hit that shaman anyway would have been a pretty big blow up. Well, would have been
Would have been about the same in
would have
the
been a
end.
bummer. Yeah, and the end result would have been the same exactly.
I don't know that I would have blocked with the 1/1 unless I was going to do the double block. That was an
Mm-hmm.
interesting choice. So we're going to see the swing in here and not doing another Fable. That's also interesting. I would have been very tempted to play the Fable, A, to keep it on day mode, and B, again, we're talking about invoke protection and a half. You have 3 enchantments running and plenty of creatures. Invoke almost doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, and it's
And this
very
graveyard's
rare
coming
that
in.
invoke doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay, so
Alright.
is this just Wandering Emperor comes, okay, clean up the mess with the Emperor, probably discard, what is it?
Well, you could discard or you could create the Samurai and double block, but they are gonna go for the exile.
I haven't seen a lot of create Samurai out of Blue Robot this tournament, to be honest with you. I've seen a lot of exile.
Sure, fair enough. And to be
I
fair,
kind of
I mean,
figured.
the exile and the life gain is pretty awesome, so
Don't want to get blown out in the finals either. Got to play it a
that'd be
little bit
bad.
safe.
Absolutely. Certainly.
Oh,
Ooh,
oh,
Duress is a pretty good hit.
yeah,
Yeah, you can play around
yeah.
Destroy Evil, and you don't often have a clean shot at Fable, so gotta take that when you can. Yeah.
All right. Now, if I am Andy Mega, Blue Robot, I am plussing the Wandering Emperor on the Kiki here to make sure it's out of Brotherhood's end range because they do have 2 copies in the deck, and then
Ooh.
there's no clean solution with that because Brotherhood's end right now is amazing.
Yes, that'd be savage here. To the point where, yeah, if I'm Lord and I have a Brotherhood's End, I am no hesitation ripping it here.
Yeah, you blow out the whole board except for a Restoration and a Destroy Evil.
Yeah. There it is.
And there it is. Oh,
Oof.
you hate to see it. You hate to
Mm-hmm.
see it.
Yeah, Restoration and Wedding festivities are there still, but what good are those going to do you?
And that's why I would have
Ouch.
pushed it on the Kiki because you put it
Yep.
on the Kiki and it just doesn't matter that much. Like, yeah, you lose a couple tokens in a Wandering Emperor, but you kept the Kiki,
Mm-hmm.
or you force them to deal with the Kiki.
Right.
Okay, so we've got. There's no reason to discard here, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, you could discard the land, but you get the land for free, but you're gonna have the, yeah, but now it's tapped, which is whatever.
So the line that got missed there that I think is worth noting is could have done the roadside reliquary on draw step in response and then gotten it back to use it again.
Oh, interesting. I
And
wouldn't have
that
thought of that,
that's
but
a
yeah, that was an option. Yep.
it's just a minor play, but it would have potentially given one more draw here.
Yeah, a
So
little extra value.
we'll see. Rakdos ahead, but not by a ton. Plenty of game left to play. Destroy
Yep.
Evil could still wipe out this Fable.
Yeah, could knock out the Fable before Chapter 2 triggers.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if
All
you're
right,
gonna if you have, I mean, Fable's one of those tricky cards that even when you have removal, it still doesn't feel great because no matter what, you get value. But yeah, if you're gonna be able to take a shot, leaving it with just the Goblin Shaman, especially when you have a blocker on board, is pretty good. But Blue Robot gonna let Chapter 2 happen. Lorden doesn't discard anything. That's pretty scary. I was assuming
yeah,
we were going to see an invoke there, but we did not.
say if any piece of removal lands right now, oof. I don't know how
Right?
you get through.
Yeah, and Soren starts upticking,
Yeah.
which you don't love seeing.
Okay, good top deck here on a wedding announcement.
Mm-hmm.
You push out. You're going to push at the Soren with the Architect. Get that
Yep.
free 1/1. Little bit of invoke protection. And I guess it's 2/2. Yeah, that's.
Yep.
I mean, we're still in it. We're still grinding. I'm not sure why the Destroy Evil waited for Fable to get the draw discard ability.
I'm
Considering
assuming
we have.
they're worried about Sheoldred, maybe?
I mean, absolutely, but you're gonna have to kill the Kiki one way or another, and it's just a question of 2 life and 1 draw step being the differential, probably if Shelly hits. And if Shelly doesn't hit, then you gave them 2 more cards to look at potentially.
Right.
But again, this is round 11, so let's remember
Right.
that, viewers. When we're sitting here and we're just second guessing every decision, this is round 11. The
Absolutely.
fatigue is high at this moment.
Very real. Yep.
Like, frankly, I don't know how you're not super fatigued on commentary because you've been doing this for all day.
That's true. I've been here all day, but I've just been sitting here talking about Magic. This is so much easier than actually playing Magic. Oh my goodness. All right, it is nighttime, so the Graveyard Glutton is a potential target for Destroy Evil, but I don't know. I wouldn't
Not a
be
good
happy
one.
about it. It's not a good one, exactly.
One.
Still not better than Kiki in this case. Yeah.
But it does a really good job of making this Architect of Restoration not easily able to push through the Sorin because there's still the Bank Buster as well. So the double blocks are all there. The Kiki's sitting there
Yeah.
looking like it needs to be dealt with, and there's a go for the
There's
throat.
the go for the throat. Yep.
Oof.
Yeah. That I
Oof.
believe came off of the Sorin. So yeah. So Blue Robot did see it in Lorden's hand, and you know it's coming. What are you gonna do? I
No,
mean,
this is
okay.
aggressive.
So
All
Destroy
right.
Evil could hit the Buster here, but an empty Bank Buster, that's not what you want to be hitting with that.
I think you're still just needing to have answers for Kiki here. So this Destroy Evil
Yeah.
is going to end up going that way. I mean, there's a chance you have to blow up the Graveyard Glutton, but with that block, I think you're safely saying otherwise. Oh, and there's Shelly too.
Okay. Okay, so she is here. So
Shelly
at
has
this point,
arrived.
yeah, Lorden is aware of the Destroy Evil. So with the having the Fable down and the Shieldred down, it's just stating like, okay, I know you're gonna need to use it, but I'm gonna make it over here.
This is very much the that was definitely the Sophie's choice of the match right there.
Really
It's
was.
like, which one do you blow up?
Yeah, and Lauren was a killer top deck because now it stays daytime.
Yep.
So the Graveyard Trespasser is not the Glutton anymore, and you get a shot on Kiki, which is all pretty good. And Liliana is powerful here. It's good. Oh, but a fresh Shieldred.
Yeah, this Rakdos player is just going off.
Yeah.
There's too much card advantage, just grinding right through. And this is feeling like the old Explorer archetype of Rakdos right now.
Right? Yeah.
You got your Trespassers, you got your Shellys, you got your Sorens, your Lilies, your Fables. I mean, this is Explorer basically right now. It's going hard. So
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, good top deck again. Love seeing that. Steel Seraph's coming out full fledged.
Yeah, it can come out. There's no reason not to go big. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we're seeing really good top deck from both players here.
And that flying is going to be critical as they take down Sorin.
Yep. Take out the Walker. That feels good.
I mean, the fact that this is still a game because of these top decks is I love it. I love it.
It's funny you were talking about Lorden.
Almost.
Going into this, you were saying that Lorden just had to be, running as hot as the sun, I believe was the line. And
yeah,
we've seen that in this game. Holy cow.
Both players have been running hot. Mm-hmm. I love it when it goes that way, though. This is fantastic.
Yeah. Well,
that
and that's
Shelly putting in work to keep Steel Seraph from going lethal next turn.
Mm-hmm. All right, Liliana down taking, kind of chewing away at those tokens, presumably.
Yeah. Is this a scenario where we just see Steel Seraph and Lauren smack and go after? Like, do you swing with the Shelly at this point to force Steel Seraph off the board?
Oh man, I don't know, but another Fable here is terrifying because if Shelly can stick around when that chapter 2 hits, and they're going for it.
Yeah, they are. Do they get blown out by a removal spell? Nope. Okay.
That would be a bummer. Drawing cards while Shelly's still online. Drawing into a Sanctuary Warden? Get out of here.
The stones on this. I love this play. The stones on it, especially given that Lily is going to uptick to make him discard. Mm-hmm. So if the next card is like another Sanctuary Warden, they just wasted right there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, but you can Ambitious into the Sanctuary Warden. Another good top deck.
Let's go. Oh my god. Okay, the tops of both of these decks really want us to have fun here, and that is exactly what's happening.
Oh my god, I love it. And you don't even have to hit the Lily because you don't care about the discard.
Yeah, your hand's going to be empty, whatever. Yeah.
Oh my god, running hot as the sun. Blue Robot just coming back from the edge of the death. Over and over.
I had a moment where I was going to laugh if they didn't have any more basic planes in the deck, but no, they do. We're good. Yeah.
So do you even remove? I don't know if you even remove one. Really? No.
Knowing that you're going to discard is a bummer, but getting that 3/3 could be relevant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although look at the Paragon they would have had on top too. Talk about running hot as the sun.
Holy
that would have been amazing. This Lily's going to take care of it, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. Paragon pulling Lauren out of the graveyard.
To blow up the Kikis, that would have been insane.
Oh yeah, that would have been bananas.
So the top decks are Steel Seraph, Sanctuary Warden, Ambitious Farmhand, Sarah Paragon in that order. Wow.
I mean, well, but
and Lord
right
just
now,
looking at it.
Right now, Blue Robot has 14 flying damage lined up. I mean, if Lorden doesn't have removal that can deal with a 7/7 shielded Sanctuary Warden and a 7/6 artifact creature in Steel Seraph. Like a Go for the Throat doesn't do it here. I mean,
Yeah.
this is nuts.
Are they just hoping Sanctuary Warden blocks something so that they get the shield counter off? So Go for the Throat's live. And will Blue Robot make the mistake? If they don't make that mistake, will they make the mistake on the swing with the Sanctuary Warden, removing the shield counter to draw, and then
Ooh,
get
that'd be
blown up by a
interesting.
Go for the Throat? You know?
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to come down to. So they don't make the mistake of, so they don't block.
Right.
Oh, this is interesting.
Okay.
And
Do they have an
interestingly enough,
invoke?
they don't currently have Coven because they only have 3 power creatures and 7 power creatures. Which is
Okay.
interesting.
That's game. Blue Robot is going to take this one. Holy crap.
Wow.
Okay. What a game one. What
that was
a game
fantastic.
one. I mean, Blue Robot top decking hot as the sun, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
that was
Lorden,
so cool.
Well, I mean, if I'm Lorden right now, I'm just like, what more can I do? Like, what do you want from me? Because they also hit a ton of phenomenal draws. Like they hit Shelly twice. They hit multiple Fables. You hit Liliana multiple times. Soren was upticking and doing some phenomenal work there. I mean, what more could you ask for? But
yeah, everything that could have gone right went right, including that was like going way back in the match. There was a Brotherhood's End there that hit at the right moment, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was. That's right. Yeah. I mean, my goodness.
Like everything went the right way, and still Steel Seraph taking it all over. Wow.
So if you were curious, is Steel Seraph a good Magic card? Yeah, it's pretty good. It does good work.
If you grew up watching that Disney movie Angels in the Outfields, you'll appreciate Steel Seraph.
Indeed, yes. Yeah, and, that was fantastic. And this is in the final. That was game 1 of the finals. We have at least one more of these to go, everybody. Oh my goodness.
Definitely the most epic game 1 I've seen in the finals in a long time.
Oh yeah.
I was convinced that Blue Robot was going to get rolled there, and those top decks just, if one of those is a Plains, the game's over. The other way.
Easy. Yeah, exactly. If it wasn't just straight gasoline all the way down. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I don't have any words. I'm out of words, which it doesn't happen often. Yeah.
Only on hour 8 of commentary, right?
Exactly. All right.
I mean, I love it too, because there's like a 5-minute delay here. So I'm kind of looking over, seeing the comments as people are getting to witness this happen in real time on their end. You know,
that's the best. Dude, I love the delay chat. It's fantastic. Yeah. Although every now and then somebody will throw the lull emote. I was like, wait, what were they laughing at? Did I do a good joke? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. It's like, that probably wasn't me. That was, anyway. All right.
Okay, this looks reasonable.
Yeah, this looks legit. You've got the red source in Jetmir's Garden, which is also a Plains for the, potential lay down arms action. Wedding Announcement, Steel Seraph, Farewell in the back pocket just in case. Always good to have. So, all right.
What I like about this hand is that you've got 3 Plains for your lay down arms. You've got Roadside with an enchantment and an artifact in hand. You've got your first 4 land drops. You've got Wedding Announcement to keep Lily at bay and keep Invoke at bay. You've got Farewell to clean it up, and you've got Steel Seraph, which is just Cabela.
Oh yeah,
just sitting there, ready to go on turn 3 or turn 6, depending on how things go. This is a great hand. This is where you want to be.
The only issue that I see with this is that and Brotherhood's End in the mix. Okay, now they don't have a second red source, but all right.
Brotherhood's End's a little greedy for a deck with this few red sources, and I'm going to double check my math here, but I'm pretty sure there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red sources is all.
In a deck that only has 23 lands as well. And part of the reason that you can run so few lands in this situation is because you have cards like the Farmhand or the Restoration of Vagandra that go and fetch basic plains. But that doesn't help you find your second red source.
Right.
Yeah. So you're right. That is that's a greedy piece. Even coming out of the sideboard. All right. Sheldred just starting things off. Oh, but they tap it immediately. So
yep. Shelly coming in hot, but Wandering Emperor is about to punish the hell out of that play.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, going for the damage there was aggressive for sure. But here we have a main deck Emperor that is just gonna
All right.
get her gone. I mean,
You have to, right? You go
oh,
Plains
100%.
Emperor minus get rid of Shelly.
It's not
You're
even a
not.
thought. Yeah. I can appreciate, being deliberate. I'm not saying that Blue Robot's doing anything wrong by like taking their time and kind of considering, because in this kind of a game, even making sure you tap your mana correctly will go a long way to,
And that
you know, but
right.
in this
And
case,
that
yeah, no, jam the Plains, jam the Emperor and go, because you don't know what they're going to draw into. And on top of that, you don't want to even let them draw once or even untap if you can help
right.
it. Yeah, when your opponent's tapped out and you have a clean shot at a threat that's going to end the game if left unchecked, yeah, you just got to take it.
For those that are wondering why I think Brotherhood's End is a greedy play, when you have 11 red sources in your deck, that is turn 7 play to have if you use the hypergeometric calculator and Frank Karsten's mathematical equations, which you should be if you're playing competitive Magic and are trying to do basic math on whether this or that will work.
Right.
Those are your friends, and just read Frank Karsten's article sometime. Man's genius.
Yeah, that's never a bad
Literally
idea.
wrote the book on how you develop mana bases, and he rewrote it 3 times whenever Wizards put out new like bounce lands, all that stuff. Read Frank Karsten's stuff.
Yes.
It's if you're playing competitive Magic, you need to know it.
All right. So
do you do the Steel Seraph?
That's a good question. I mean, are we in a position? So that Invoke Despair was frustrating, but it got a token, a wedding announcement, and an Emperor that only had 1 loyalty left. So that
It was
wasn't.
it was actually a 1-for-1 in the end because Emperor takes Shelly, token and wedding announcement come out, so it's just a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
Like we did a 2-for-2 with Emperor and Invoke and wedding announcement and Wandering Emperor.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough to get good value against, Sheldridge and Invoke Despair, but Blue Robot found a way. So I'm tempted to run out the Steel Seraph here, knowing full well that there's a high likelihood Lorden has an answer.
Oh, I'm absolutely not playing it in this scenario because you have Farewell next turn to take Bankbuster and whatever else they do to extend their lead because they're gonna run something else out, right? And then
More
you get your
likely.
2-for-1, and then you get the big Seraph the turn after the Farewell.
Yeah,
but that's me.
Okay, that's fair.
And obviously, Blue Robot went the other way on this one. Man, that Brotherhood's End is just looking so sad right now.
Yeah. Well, and now actually with the Seraph being the smaller Seraph. Oh, but here comes the duress.
I think you're about to get validated on the Steel Seraph play.
Yeah. In the end, I think it turned out okay. Yeah, because they take the laydown arms.
They have something weird going on.
Oh yeah.
What are they up to?
Well, that laydown arms is point and click removal for Sheoldred at this point because there are 4 planes on board.
Okay, so either way, it was getting abraded even if we waited. There's the second red source.
Yeah.
A little late, but it's there.
Better late than never. Absolutely. So at this point, Lorden is more than likely going to get another draw off of the Bankbuster, but now they're in kind of a holding pattern because running something out here, or just play another duress. Never mind. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. My goodness. There's Sheoldred, and Brotherhood's End can't do it. Oh my goodness.
This is a good time for Blue Robot to start running hot as the sun again.
Oh yeah. Yep. So now you just top deck straight fire. That's a good one.
That's a good start to top decking straight fire. You can Brotherhood's End
we're off to an okay
and
start.
I guess just blow up the Bankbuster if you're gonna do it.
That'd be my thought.
I don't know that they want to do that yet, and I agree with holding in case there's like Fable or something.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like in a weird way, it causes a holding pattern.
Yeah, Lorden has to play around it, which is pretty nice. So let's see if Sheoldred attacks in here.
Nope, they're playing it safe. And
playing it safe, which is 100% correct. Yep.
Okay, they're willing to wait 1 turn with the Emperor to see if they can lure the Shelly into the battlefield at some point.
Interesting. Yeah, because that right there, taking that 4 damage kind of sends a signal. It telegraphs to Lorden, I don't have Wandering Emperor here.
I just have Roadside Reliquary. That's why it's pausing. It's totally just the Reliquary.
It's just the Reliquary, exactly. That's the only reason I'm having priority here. That's actually part of the reason where I've run things like, Layer of the Hydra in like older formats, because like it'll hold priority and just kind of psych the opponent out. it's nice sometimes. I know I could just go into
I
full
don't
control, but that's not as fun.
I don't know
Anyway,
if this is a mistake from Lorden to play the Graveyard Trespasser into this scenario, but it feels a little bit like it might be.
yeah,
Because you get to do this and blow
yep,
out the Trespasser and the Pilot, then you can either hold up Wandering Emperor or just go Lauren and blow up the Bankbuster. I think you
true.
hold up Emperor here personally,
Yeah, I would
and
too.
it looks like that's where it's going. Okay.
Because now, yeah, Shelly could either attack for 4 or it's cruelty.
Well, guess what's about to get played?
Oh yeah,
Wandering Emperor.
no, which prevents Shelly from attacking,
Yep,
which
that's
is
going to keep
something. But
everything at bay. But Lauren
yeah,
gets blown here.
yep.
Oop. There it is.
Ouch, man, Cruelty of Gix is a house. That card is fantastic. Woof. Yeah, and you don't activate Wandering Emperor prior to combat. Now you just create the Samurai. Yep, perfect. It's a rough spot to be in, but that is the correct line.
Oh,
Sanctuary
and
Warden
there's the
off the
top
top.
deck.
Let's
There's the top
go.
deck. Let's do it. Let's do it. Go, 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 go,
Oh
go.
my
I want to
goodness.
see it. One more time, Blue Robot. One more time. Okay, this is an interesting play here. I probably would have plus the Wandering Emperor first and then taken the counter off of the Samurai to keep the 2 shields on the Sanctuary, but that's,
True.
again, maybe you
That
just want to
would,
go wide here with the 2/2s also.
yeah,
I can understand go wide here.
yeah, absolutely. Because yeah, you're not gonna beat Sheldred in combat, so you just got to go around her. Yeah, it's just what you
Right,
got to
right.
do.
Shelly got a thick badonkadonk. You
She
can't
sure
just go
does.
through her.
She sure does. Well, and actually, there's two. Sanctuary Warden could have removed the counter from Emperor as well, because that's got to be an invoke, right? That Lorden
I
just
think it
grabbed.
can't hit. Can it hit Emperor? I thought it could only hit creatures. Maybe I'm wrong.
I
I could be
believe.
wrong
Well,
on Sanctuary
Emperor
Warden.
just lit up when Sanctuary Warden came online. So
Let me double check this thing.
yeah, I'm gonna look that up as well.
From a creature or planeswalker. All right, I stand corrected, chat. My bad.
All right,
My
cool, cool,
bad.
cool. No, no worries. And to be honest, if you had just asked me that in a vacuum, I would have gotten that wrong. So all
All
good.
right. Just Sanctuary Warden against the world, baby.
Right? No pressure, but all the pressure.
Yeah, I think we're just doing some thinning here. And Sanctuary Warden, I'm swinging with it and trying to
Yeah.
draw an answer to Shelly because you only get a draw step anyway, right? Oh, I guess you have lifelink.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have lifelink now, so I'm still
That's a reason to
attacking.
hold.
Yeah. I'm still attacking, but I don't think I'm pulling the shield counter. I think I'm just getting the 5 damage in. Well, and on
Yeah.
top of that, if you draw a kill spell for Shelly, Cruelty of Gix just pulls it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue Robot taking
Yeah.
the conservative line, just holding, which is probably correct, to be honest. Yeah.
What are they taking here?
There's at least, I believe, one
Steel
Seraph in the
Seraph?
yard. Yeah, that would be
I was like,
fantastic here.
the flying Shelly?
That idea is
I-
straight terrifying, but they're going for the Graveyard Trespasser. Okay.
If they have another one, they could get game here.
Right.
That makes sense. I mean, if you have one more, you lock this game.
Yep.
But do they? Do they have the other Trespasser? One to, I guess, an Invoke also.
Invoke here would do it
handles
too,
things?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ways for Rakdos to take it, but none of
Mhm.
them are happening right yet. We're getting closer.
Okay.
Not quite.
Digging, grabbing another Bank Buster.
Busting on them banks.
Oh, yeah. The banks had it coming, let's be honest.
Don't victim playing the bank. They tried so hard.
All right. So, I mean, Lauren can come down and blow up the fully charged Bank Buster. But yeah, the Cathar, yeah, the little life like Cathar has to attack. There's just no way around it.
I think you had to swing the Warden there to blow up the Sorin anyway, personally, but 6 to 1, half a dozen the other.
Right.
Let's see what happens. This buys a little time, and by that I mean 1 turn. Oh no,
Not
we're just
even
going for it. Okay, we're just going for it.
Let's go.
Shelly.
Yeah, they don't find it. Doggone it. Yeah, it turns out Sheldred's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, at least we get the full set of 3. Ladies and gentlemen, full set of 3 coming.
I do love a good game 3. Let's go. All right. Well, while we're doing some sideboards and we're going into game 3, I do want to take a quick second to thank the sponsors of the stream, as well as Hollywood Pizza and the whole mod team behind the scenes who handle, the Discord and the MTG Melee, keeping everything running smoothly. They do a phenomenal job. They work their tails off. Thank you for doing what you do. And a huge thank you to our sponsors. We have the comic book store. They've been a long time sponsor of the channel. comicbookstore.tcgplayerpro.com. If you are looking for various and sundry gaming cardboard pieces, they've got you covered. And then we also have magicjank.com, which is a marketplace specializing in Magic the Gathering, gear, packs, and whatnot. So definitely check them out too. We'd appreciate it. Yeah. And also HelloFresh, by the way. HelloFresh is sponsoring the stream as well. If you sign up using Hollywood Pizza's code, you not only get a phenomenal deal on a lot of really delicious food, if I'm honest, but you also help support the stream directly. So that is a phenomenal way that you can do it. And also, I didn't just say the events, I said the stream, because in addition to this being a 3 times monthly tournament series, this is also an actual live stream where an individual live streams Magic the Gathering. And that individual is our illustrious co-host, our host, Hollywood Pizza, who's actually behind the scenes making it all happen. So if you want an opportunity to hang out and chat with the man, the myth, the legend, who's actually behind the scenes, drop a follow and see you next time he goes live, because it's just a good chill time. And at the end of the day, if you're looking for a good chill time with some Magic players, man, Hollywood Pizza is a wonderful place to be. Also, he is pushing for a partner. So even if you want to just hang out and lurk, even if you're not in a position where you can engage actively with the chat, just showing up and being present really helps out in the algorithm when you're applying to become a Twitch partner. So that would be fantastic if you wouldn't mind helping our boy Hollywood Pizza out and helping him reach that goal. It would make a huge difference. It'd be really cool.
It's a good way to give back to the community, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen the show that he puts on week in, week out, and the ask in return is to, show a little love, do a little lurking, etc., etc. Also, just quickly, thank you to all 205 of you who are here, whether you're active, whether you're lurking, whether you've got 3 tablets and 3 accounts and trying to just help push those numbers up. I don't care. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this community. Yeah. And if you do support through HelloFresh, your food will be fresher than those that don't.
That is accurate. Yeah. It's the freshest of food. Hence the name. Yeah. And fun fact, actually, the dark stream, believe it or not, you would assume based on the name that, hey, is he a streamer? Yes, in fact, he is. So definitely give Darkstream a follow as well. And if you want to see, it's funny, actually, I was checking out some of your VODs not too long ago, and I saw that you actually play Vintage on your stream sometimes. Which, oh, yeah. Holy cow, that sounds like an untapped market, because how often do people actually get to see Vintage live in action?
There's one other stream that I'm aware of. So I actually track 200 Magic streamers on a document to figure out what everybody's up to, when they stream. Like, I have everything categorized on down, and I don't do a lot of streaming. I stream 4 hours a week. Like, that's everybody.
It? I didn't realize that.
I do almost all of my stuff behind the scenes, helping out with different people, because that's what I prefer to do. Like, I like streaming. It's a good time. I love doing stuff like coverage. I love doing stuff with the community. That's really where I tend to spend most of my time. But I know you've been making the push for partner yourself, haven't you, Hammox?
I have been, yes. Yeah, I am. I'm getting really close to hitting partner. I actually was able to apply, so that was new. First one got rejected, but I hear the first one always gets rejected. But yeah, so in any event, if you want to, Hammox42 here on Twitch. I stream in the mornings. We play janky decks, and I'd love it if you wouldn't mind stopping by. Who knows? You might enjoy yourself. It's a fun time. We have a good time. But with that, here we are. We're rambling and promoting some lovely people doing lovely things. But we have a game. It is afoot. We have here we are. This is game 3 of the finals. All the marbles. This all comes down to this game. And decides the winner of the tournament today.
For those who are wondering, the reason to play the Jetmir Garden there and not play the Fable is we clearly see Lorden holding up 2 mana for the removal spell. So we're just doing a stutter step and drawing a card with Bankbuster instead, and then pushing into Fable probably to force the awkwardness of Lorden and not letting them just curve a removal spell into a better threat. That's the point of that play. It's a stutter step play. It's a great one.
Yeah, when your opponent drops a second land and passes, they probably have some kind of removal or counter spell. In this case, clearly not a counter spell because we're working with Rakdos. But yeah, now they have a situation where they have to either play out their 3-drop threat, which they choose to in this case, which is Liliana, or hold the removal back again for if you try to do something else. And on top of that, you have Destroy Evil in hand, which may have been relevant. Turned out it wasn't. But you also have the Bankbuster, which can draw a card. I would probably do that before this resolves.
To get maximum information, absolutely.
Yeah, just in case. But they do have 2 lands in hand anyway, so that was probably what they were going to discard regardless. Yeah, definitely. They were going to discard regardless.
But, and part of the reason that you can do the stutter step in that position is because there's a destroy evil for the Shelly on turn 4 already.
Mm-hmm.
If there isn't, you may want to play the Fable anyway, even into the removal, just to get the card filtration through before Shelly can come down and make it painful. But
Yeah.
because destroy evil's in hand, you get around that.
Absolutely. And dropping the Fable so that you could theoretically, hopefully, be teed up for, you know, a Sanctuary Warden the next turn if you were able to get the treasure token or something of that nature is great in theory. But I think playing around just the assumption that Lorden has removal in hand and they would rip it on the Goblin Shaman, you just have to be ready for that.
Ooh, is it Warden? I'm on Farewell here. Farewell is absolutely what I discard.
I'd let Farewell go as well because our opponent is rocking Planeswalkers for value, which Farewell can't deal with. And on top of that, you know they're running Cruelty of Gix. So if you discard a Sanctuary Warden and they rip a Cruelty of Gix when they get to 5 lands, you're in trouble.
All right.
And so, I would hate to set that up.
Yep. End step, Lily's getting way too close to the ultimate already. We've got to get Emperor down, and we've got to get that 2/2 Samurai up to a 3/3 and swing it probably at Sorin, unfortunately, because you need that off the board more to begin with. But Lily's going to have to take a beating at some point here.
Right.
And Wedding Announcement's going to do a lot of work. Now, is this where the punishment of trying to stutter step with a Fable really hits you? Because this is the part that I would worry most about. Is right now you'd be getting a 2/2 Kiki onto the battlefield to help with everything else, but instead it's sitting in hand, and Bankbuster's just got one less counter, right?
Right. Oof, I don't know. This is interesting. I feel like the stutter step was the right play given the information you had. Right. And now that we know, okay, so Lorden just took 4 damage to the face to pull Sheldred.
But if they play Shelly here, it's actually to the advantage of Andy Mega.
Oh, 100%, because that Destroy Evil pops off, and that's that.
And the ability to double spell goes down, whereas right now they're holding up the double spell because of the Trespasser. So there's probably a go for the throat here, just sitting on the other side.
Yep. I have a feeling that Samurai is not long for this world.
Lily ticks up, Warden goes down is probably where this goes.
Yeah, probably. At this point, because, you're not going to be casting Warden anytime soon, which is unfortunate, but it's the reality.
You're hoping to draw a land so you can just double spell Fable, Destroy Evil. And not what you want. All right.
No.
Well, I think you're probably... Okay, Fable. That makes sense. Destroy Evil doesn't do enough right now. No. And Paragon is kind of a liability unless there's a land in grave. If there's a land in grave, I would have gone the Paragon route.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you bump up on Emperor, you can swing, but not with impunity.
Okay, so here we have 2 4/4s crashing in.
Everything's got to crash Lily now. Really? We're going to let a Lily ult happen? Uh-oh.
Oh, that's... I don't like that. Yeah.
I mean, we're getting Sorin off the board, so that's something. But you could literally with Lily, just go, you can have 4 lands, you can have your entire board. Right. And just lock them out of the game on lands.
That's
because you can't lose your whole board to it.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. I'm ulting Lily 100% here. So what do we see, Lorden? It's game 3. Here we go.
Yep.
The 2 piles. This is how we get epic with game 3.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, I'm doing 4 lands and maybe a 1/1, and everything else goes in the other pile.
And Blue Robot needs to remember well, I'm going to read this to make sure I'm remembering this correctly, but the pile you click, if I'm not mistaken, is the pile you sacrifice, not the pile you keep.
Let's really hope we don't get like a oops followed by a scoop at the end of this.
Oh, that would be such a bummer. Wait for this to end. Oh my goodness.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I've seen it too. I've done it, if I'm honest.
All right, so the 2 piles I go is 4 lands and the Fable token, because that's all your mana sources in one pile.
Right.
And then I dump the rest into the other pile, because either they get to keep the power on board and have to win with that, which is considerable, but it has to be done with what's on board and top decking lands, basically.
Right. Yeah, there's the 1 planes in hand, thank goodness, but yeah, even the Bankbuster, like, it's easy to look at the Bankbuster and be like, yeah, it draws you cards. It's fine. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't draw you cards if you have no mana.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, you could probably put all 4 lands and all 3 creatures into one pile and all the engines in the other. You could probably
Ooh.
do that.
Yep.
I'm a little leery of putting the 4/4 with the other 2 creatures, but I could see the argument for you get to keep like all your lands, all your creatures, but all your engines go to hell. Oh, wow. Okay.
Interesting
This is a
split.
weird set of piles. Which one to
Yeah.
sacrifice?
Oh my goodness.
Let's hope they read it correctly to start.
Yes, 100%. I mean, so the 4/4 token is a big deal. You definitely want to hang on to that. So regardless, you are losing some lands here.
Ooh.
Wow. All right. So they got the 4/4.
So Shelly, but like I'm not really that worried about Shelly. We've got the lands.
Yep.
I love the gambit that this is. This is such a gambit, and I
Oh
love
my
it.
goodness, yes.
Treble
Yep.
up enchantment. Shelly
Yep.
and an
Nope. Correct
enchantment.
mode is not the Fable. Nope. We're doing this mode. Okay, good. Yeah. And
I
not
mean, this
attacking with the shaman there. I mean, it would definitely die. There's no question. But at the same time, I mean,
here's the
treasure
thing:
tokens are good.
Invoke still doesn't just get there on this.
Wow, and another Sheoldred.
Okay. This is gonna be close. This is gonna be tight,
Wow.
folks.
It
Do you
sure
play the
is.
planes here? I don't play the planes. I play the Jetmere Garden down, swing with the 5/5,
Yeah,
and pass it on over.
I think so. Yeah,
Because you
it
get to
really
the
depends on.
Paragon faster.
Yeah. Well, and the Bank Buster's in the graveyard, so it comes down to how badly do you want the Paragon? Do you want to swing with the Goblin Shaman to create the treasure token? Looks like they
Yep.
do. Yep, because that's going to allow you to play the planes and then Paragon
Now,
post combat.
technically, yep, I was gonna say they have to respect the Abrade play here and not block with Shelly.
True. Yep, and they did.
And
Yeah.
that's what they were counting on, was that they
Mhm.
have to respect the Abrade play. And now we're in an interesting position where top deck for Lorden is necessary.
Yes.
Because we're pretty close to the end. Wow. I mean, this is gonna be tight, folks. This is gonna be much tighter than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, Bankbuster with Shelly Live is pretty sweet, but the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki and the Sarah Paragon means that that's 8 flying damage, in addition to everything else that's happening right here.
Is this lethal? This might be lethal.
I think it might be. Yes. Go for the land. And Jai is down tick.
No, just get the Paragon and go lethal. Oh.
Jai's down tick does get Shelly off the board.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Wait, does it? Oh, yes, because upon attack, they attack with the whole board.
Oh, never mind. I rescind all my comments.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no, this is still
Feel free to flame me forever, ever.
Holy cow!
What a game!
Through a Liliana ult, Blue Robot somehow pulling it off for the win in the finals. Wow!